Hello, many thanks for joining us yet on another episode of the Community Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinya. I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora. I can see he's happily sipping his tea, his own tea.
My own tea.
Your own tea?
Yeah. Not from the studios.
Not from the studios. Not from Citizen. Neither from KTN.
I don't know how some boys play around with me as if I cannot afford tea.
Of course, you say that you can afford tea. There you have it from Professor Herman Manyora here. Now, Prof, welcome to the show.
Yes.
My first question would be, do you think Raila is actually losing grip on Kisii politics, going by what is taking place in the country right now, and especially with the relevance to the likes of Ezekiel Mashogu, the minister in charge of, rather cabinet secretary in charge of education? We've got the recent events of my interior CS, that is Fred Matiang'i. And you see all this kind of stuff taking place. Right now we're hearing that there was actually a prayer rally that Fred Matiang'i had actually planned. But then there is a looming Kisii visit by the president. Right now it has been merged. So the president and Matiang'i will be on the same platform with this likes of CS Machogu, and other UDA or rather Kisii leaders will also be there. Do you think that there is some sort of a sudden change in tune with all this? And of course, you understand that Matiang'i's problems are now over. The DCI and DPP, all those charges have been dropped, and all of a sudden he's now saying he's not a criminal anymore. What do you think is really happening? And please try to relate that to.
We live in a country where you cease being a criminal the moment you do one or two things. That's very dangerous for the country. It's very dangerous for the rule of law. That all I will need to do is to visit somebody and then everything that was against me is gone. It's a very bad thing. We have been through before. I don't think it's where we want to go as a country. We want people to obey law. And you will have to allow me, please, to beg you and to beg the people of this country. But more so the leadership of this country and those who aspire to be leaders, that those of you who are lucky to enjoy what you enjoy, you only do so, in other words, you only enjoy because there is law and order. You live in Karen, Muthaiga, Lavington, Runda, and all those beautiful places because there's law and order. You take your children to London for education and drive the best cars and own tracts of lands in Kitale and holiday homes in Mombasa, Malindi, Diani, and outside the country. You have your penthouse in Dubai just because there is law and order. But if you mess that law and order, then those things you enjoy will just disappear in a flash of a second. You just wake up one day and things are not what we are used to. The country is not the country you knew. And we will not be the first country. And therefore, anybody that tampers with the law, anytime we do something to offend the law, and to tell those who believe in the law that it's useless to believe in the law, that the law is for you who stays in Kibra, that is dangerous. Matiang'i is my friend. But it should not be an opportunity for us to demonstrate to the poor, lowly people that law does not apply to Matiang'i and to other big people. That is a dangerous thing. In fact, contrary to what they expect, it is dangerous. That if those in power relate with the led, the poor, the followers, the ordinary Kenyans, in a manner to convince the ordinary Kenyans that those who lead you think you have porridge in the head, it is also very dangerous. And therefore, like Kibaki once said, that even rigging requires some intelligence. So assuming there was a game between these gentlemen, they should apply some intelligence. It should not be obvious to the people that there were games being played to the people of Kenya. This is dangerous. And this is happening at a time when the country is living on tenterhooks with a mass action plan, and we don't know what direction it will take. Even the timing alone would be wrong. So on the one hand, I'm happy for the people But as a Kenyan and an intelligent one at that, I must be allowed to say so. I think let's not stretch our luck too far. Because we live in a country with great inequalities. Great inequalities.
No,
But yet the people allow us on the other side to enjoy these things as they continue to suffer. But there must be a limit to that, and we must be aware. Yes.
Let me understand this. I understand that there were a lot of conversations going on, dialogue and so on and so forth, that actually involved the issue on the dropping of charges against the former Interior Cabinet Secretary, of course. And you look at this kind of stuff. I understand that he had a meeting back then with the CS Ezekiel Mashogu in a government definitely office, and they talked there. He also had a meeting with Silvanus Osoro, and all these people decided to talk. I understand that at some point, maybe he apologized, maybe not. I wonder whether that is now the best means right now. If at all he was guilty of anything, let me say that if at all he was supposed to be charged of anything, the way we've seen in recent past, then just saying I'm sorry would actually surface. But then I understand there are a lot of conversations going on between Matiang'i's side and those who are affiliated to the president, and some sort of interventions came in between. And I understand the fact that actually people are not happy on the ground. A number of people from Nyamira, from Kisii, from the entire Gusii region were not happy with what was purported to be a persecution of former CS Fred Matiang'i and some sort of witch hunt there. And definitely the leaders there, the likes of Ezekiel Mashogu and Silvanus Osoro, the Gusii leaders who are in government, actually were not finding it a little bit easy defending the government against one of their own. And I think something had to be done in order to unite the Kisii leaders. And something also happened that in any of these events where the government decided to go after Matiang'i, of course, Raila was always there. And he stood with Matiang'i even at that time when there were allegations of a police raid at his home, and even when he was presented the DCI there to face and answer those questions, that Raila was always there. Do you think that this perhaps is some sort of a plan by the president to lock out Raila from the Gusii region?
But you see, let me pick it from the idea of negotiations. So Osoro and the rest can speak for Matiang'i. Who will speak for the Kenyan from Kibra so that they get off the hook? That is the point I'm trying to make. And it's a very critical point. And I'm addressing the leaders. It is them who lose when there's a breakdown in law and order. I will not lose myself. Me, I'm a Kenyan. I own nothing. I just go back to Luombe. I don't own anything in this town, my friend. Nothing. I'll just walk home the way I am. They will lose big. Who will speak for that villager from Tumutumu Nyeri when they have broken the law? Osoro can speak for Matiang'i and the rest. Who will speak for the villager from Mandera? From Mutwapa? Who will speak for them? Msambweni. Who is going to speak for them? Who will speak for that Luo man from Muhoroni?
Do you think our leaders
We should not create that impression that if indeed there was law broken by Matiang'i, it should be as easy as Osoro just going to talk to the president and he's off the hook. What I'm saying is, even if that's what you want to do, you should be tactful. There should be some tact. Because you are creating in the minds of Kenyans the impression that law is for the poor people in Kibra, not for the big boys. And this will not work for the same big boys. I don't know why they don't read history. They don't see what's happening around us. They don't know how it is for a country to disintegrate into nothingness. And all the things you have taken for granted, all of them disappear. And the COVID has taught us, you have to make sure your home is good enough, because there may be nowhere else to go. And the immigration crisis in Europe 3, 4, 5 years ago has shown us that people don't want foreigners to go and play in their countries. You don't mess your countries to go. So the only place you have is here. In the final analysis. Sometimes some years back, it was very easy to mess your country and go and live in another country. It's no longer easy. So this is your country. Don't create that impression. Fine, I would understand why Ruto will move in that direction so that he can try and wrestle the region from Raila Odinga.
Definitely, and that is what
I would understand.
Politically speaking, is it right?
But I would find it immature. I would find it even dangerous. Why did you start the whole saga of Matiang'i? Only to come in and purport to put up the fire, which you yourself started. I argued here on this platform that the timing of arresting Matiang'i was ill-advised and ill-informed because the country is under tension. Why would you go for Matiang'i at a time like that? Now, that was a blunder. Now you are making another blunder that it can be very easy for somebody to negotiate for a criminal to get off the hooks so that you can get that community. You can see how cheap it is. But the worst part of it, and which I must be allowed to repeat, is that you are trading on dangerous grounds. These small people you see can refuse to follow the law, and that will be the end of Kenya as you know it. Every time you break the law, every time you play around with the law, like tell me a man is a criminal, so criminal that attention of the whole state is focused on him, and then you can just switch off like a candle. What are you telling the people? Excuse me, you are telling people that easy because you are big, you can do anything, and because the president wants to get you a region, then you can just get off the hook. I didn't create the problem myself. They created the problem. Now they purport to put off the fires which they lit with a view to getting the Gusi community. But even the kids themselves, they are not as stupid as that. You see, the mistake we make, those of us who are a little up, I must be allowed to count myself among those because I'm lucky. Not everybody has reached where I've reached in life. I have nothing, but not many people have reached where I've reached. Those of us who have reached somewhere and occupy some public space, there is a tendency, the temptation to think those below us are stupid people. That those below us are,
that's true.
but they are not. They just allow us to operate up there. They allow us to operate up there not because they are stupid. No. Because society is stable. And society is stable because of law and order. Yeah. So I wish those people like Matiang'i well and Dansan Omari. But I wish it was played in a better way.
Is this politics at play? Pure politics?
It is cheap politics. It is cheap.
Because on the other hand,
it is cheap politics.
On the other hand, the president is saying, let's focus on development. Let's focus on delivering our mandate to the people.
That is good.
But on the other side, we are seeing pure politics at play, trying to wrestle out the influence of Raila from that region. But of course, by the way, I would ask right now, do you think he is going to succeed in doing this? Because
he will not succeed because times were when government peddled narratives to people. I saw this post from, I think, my friend Philip Kisia. Times were when government told people and sold the narratives. And those narratives were dominant and people acted on the basis of those narratives. But the world has changed so much. We are past days of Voice of Kenya, KBC. We are in a place of liberal media. The people certainly understand the game. So that's what I'm saying. Play the game so well that it will take a genius to see the hand of the president in ending Matiang'i's rules. That's how it should be played. And there's no shortage of people. There may not be many, but there are people who can sit with the president and tell him, look at president, we need the Kisi people. We also need Matiang'i to get off the hook. Let's play it this way. Let nobody know it is you responsible.
So definitely, as we wind up this show, Prof, this was the highest ranking leader from the Gusii region, actually in the previous regime. Right now, with what is actually taking place, things have changed. And I think right now, the only person from that region who is now perhaps fully behind Raila Odinga is Simbarati and Richard Onyonka. The rest, even the former women rep of Kisii County, the former governor, all those people have trooped to the other side. Don't you see that perhaps the Right Honorable Raila is losing grip?
You know, we play the politics of kingpins. So you need these kingpins if you are Raila, if you are Ruto, you need them. But do you think people are also very stupid? When you take your stomach to State House, you think people don't know? You think the Abagus people are so blind that they cannot see that some people are really just taking their stomachs there? You think they are that daft? They know some of the things people like governors could have done in their counties, and they need to associate themselves with where they power. You think people are that daft? This is a new era. Those who do not know this is 2023 are doing themselves great disservice. The people are informed and knowledgeable. The president has repeatedly told us, Wajinga walisha.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to stop this conversation at this point. Many thanks to those who've been following us live on Facebook. Of course, you are free to follow us there. And of course, we shall be interacting with you as time goes by. But allow me to stop at this particular moment. Hope to see you soon. My name is Evan Sokini.